Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's me, the Flying Pig, here on Flying Pig United with another little cheeky little lunchtime live for you guys. We may well start bringing back some lunchtime lives, doing them around about 12:30, 1 p.m. and just discussing United and the latest games, team news, all that sort of guff, latest news stuff, trying to do it around lunchtime. So yes, if you enjoy these sorts of lunchtime lives, please do show your support by smashing that like button on it. Give us a big thumbs up at the start of this one. And also, subscribe if you're new. Get yourself involved in the show. How are we all doing today, guys? Thank you very much for joining us in the live chat here. Let's see who's in here. We've got a bunch of legends. Sim, Danny B, Ag, James, Ezio Lad. Get in there, my son. Warbzo, Backer, Danny, Ruthless, Fire Up, Seabart, Peter, Paul, Malps. Let's be having you, my son. Yes. Top player Mike, the Jolly Duke, how you doing? Prima Italia, buongiorno my friend, Peter, Barbara, Joe, top player Mohammed, Daz, Pro Lounge, and everybody else as well. Thank you very much for joining. As I say, smash the like button. You can give us a share around if you want to help as well by smashing that repost on x.com there. Click that link at the top of the live chat. Get in there, you beauties. Right, let's discuss it then, folks. Obviously, an absolute shitter of a result yesterday for Manchester United. Not just a result, obviously the performance as well was just another shitter, another very suspect, flat performance with a couple of individual meltbags going on for good measure as well. People like Bruno Fernandes, I mean, goodness me, I still cannot believe what was going through his mind at that moment. Okay, yes, the ball's been knocked on and he's just a little bit late with his tackle, but still, it's a reckless studs-up tackle, especially when you're on a yellow card, especially just after the second half has kicked off and you've got to try and help your team as the leader of the team. So, pretty pathetic day at the office from Bruno Fernandes. Mistakes happen, of course, and he's a passionate lad who tries hard for us. But there's got to come a point where you have to perform. You've got to do the business on the frigging pitch, Bruno, lad. Portuguese Mr. Bean Mel. You know, I'm sorry to say, but we've got to start holding these players properly to account. They've got to be held accountable. Goodness me. These personalities in the team are a big problem as well. It's not just, oh, you know, we've got players with talent. We know that. They're hundreds of thousands of pounds worth of players in terms of weekly salaries alone. All of them. They're top players, they're good players, they're technical players, yada, 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 all the rest of it. But they lack the fundamentals that you need to be a United player, which is fucking bottle, mate. Which is intelligence, you know, bottle and intelligence and all sorts of other things as well. But if you're going to be a United player, you have to, you know, you've got to be smart. You've got to have a football IQ. You've got to know when to be a little bit, you know, cautious. And unfortunately, we were let down again by our captain, Bruno Fernandes. Maybe the game would be a different sort of outcome if that moment didn't happen. That's what I keep thinking. Because, you know, obviously up against it, 10 men, you could see United were shell-shocked after Bruno Fernandes got sent off. We were just sort of overrun for a few minutes after that. They actually had the ball in the back of the net for an offside goal straight away. But they were all over us after that. And then, obviously, we got back into the game a little bit. We were sort of trying for... There was about a 5 or 10 minute spell towards the end of the game when we had 10 men, when we were playing decent stuff and we weren't actually complete dog turd shite. But only literally a 10-minute sort of affair. All the other time we're getting peppered. And, you know, we can't be playing football as badly as this, guys, for too long. What we've got to say is, Ruben Amorim has just come in. He's trying to sort this team out, and it's going to take a lot of sorting out. There's been many problems in this team in terms of the players, and obviously the club issues and stuff, but the players for years. We've actually just sort of compounded our issues by the last couple of seasons by having Erik ten Hag as our manager and allowing him to spend so freely and buy all the players that he wanted and no other bastard wanted. Do you know what I mean? No other bastard wanted him. Oh, for these players. people like Malacia, for instance, or Xerxes, and, just Anthony Dos Santos and these sorts of guys. They're obviously all Ten Hag boys, aren't they? They're Ten Hag's golden boys. So he went and got them and he spent all of our money. And now we've got a set of shit Eredivisie Ten Hag melt bags. And we've spent 600 mil. And we've got a new guy who's trying to do things a new way, but he's having to use those Dutch Kojak players. So tough time for this Amorim. I still think there's no point judging Ruben Amorim at all, because he's been bold enough to try and change the fundamentals of what everyone's doing at the club. He's dropped a couple of egomaniacs. He's changed the system. He's changed the formation. And obviously now it's time to try and actually customize ourselves, if you like, to that system. And it's not just going to happen overnight, because it takes a lot of time to build this confidence up and sort of get that connectivity, understanding with the team, obviously, and what they're trying to do with this new system. And he obviously doesn't have all of the players that he needs to play this system either, which is why you're seeing Melters getting exposed and people like Dallo and stuff having stinkers. And, obviously it's just not really, we haven't really got the right players for the system at this particular moment in time. And he's going to have to try and get some new players in, get all of these guff players out, and that is going to take some time. So I'll just say this in regards to Ruben Amorim. There will be some melters, in my opinion, here in the fan base who are like, Ruben Amorim's had the gashest start as a United manager ever. Oh, my goodness me. We conceded 18 goals so far since he's been here. Oh, I'm a complete fucking jelly brain. There'll be loads of people saying that right now. Of course there will be, but foolish to judge this man so early on when he's trying to change everything. I am going to prepare myself for a shit, gash, wank bag, awful season this season, and just hope that next season things are going to be implemented and that it will be a much better go of it. That's what I'm thinking. And we have to back the new guy. And there's going to be some real shit storms along the way. And there's also going to be some good moments, but it's going to be very hit or miss for a while, because he's knocked down the foundations and he's trying to build everything up again from the foundations up. And he's also got to do it with worn out tools. You know what I mean? Essentially, a good workman doesn't blame his tools. Okay, fair enough. But does a good workman have to contest with the likes of fucking Anthony Dos Gastos, etc.? Not really. There's levels to this, isn't there? So obviously you need to try and get some players in for the guy. January transfer window's coming up. Kia Keres, whoever, try and get Gashford out or whatnot, get some money raised, try and sell some other players. Not easy. Nobody wants our players. So tough to get them gone, isn't it? Yeah. Tough to sign new players when you've already spent 600 million on the last guy and then had to, pay out compensation money for fucking sporting directors who don't even last a couple of months, and, new managers and paying off old managers and all that sort of guff. They've spent a lot of money in terms of just like trying to sort this problem out. They've actually just made the problem worse in a lot of ways in regards to players and money spending. Just, it's shitloads of money spent over the last couple of years, but not money spent well, hardly at all. Maybe two of those players that Ten Hag actually signed, I could see realistically being at the future of this club long term. Maybe three or four or something. No, most of them, no. Certainly I like Ugarte. Certainly I like Mazrui. There's Hoyland, I think's got a good future. But most of these players, Eric Ten Hag brought in a proper Poodoo Magoo, guys. So you can blame him, and you can blame, obviously, the judgment of everyone at United to actually allow Ten Heisenberg to go and, spend money in the free way that he did on players that only he'd really vetted. If you ask me, they're all his Eredivisie friends. So that's what happened there, guys. I mean, we have to look at the stats and everything. We have to look at the stats. Do you know what piss off they're here to Reddits, mate? Getting relegated, yeah. Your mum's getting relegated down to fucking dishwasher, my son, if you ask me. Yeah, get on it. So, listen. In regards to, where was I? United conceded 18 goals. Yeah, United conceded 18 goals in 10 games. I mean, that is piss poor, whichever way you sort of look at it. And the fact that we're conceding again from sort of set pieces, we saw us get absolutely done up against the Arsenal Hollands. And then obviously in the recent games, we've been scored upon direct from corners and stuff like that. Kind of pathetic defending. And obviously Andre Onana's having a stinker, isn't he? Let's be real, guys. This guy's a Ten Hag signing, and he's a Ten Hag signing that's sort of having this big long-term lingering effect on us, because he is ultimately not very good. He's all right, he's decent, but he is error prone, and that's pretty evident to see. You can just see more or less most games, certainly recently, most of the games you've been seeing him play, he's been having howlers in these games, making absolute goalkeeping howlers. You can't really make up for that, can you, guys? You know, you've got a gash keeper. That's a problem area in the team. That can be a difference between winning games and losing games. We saw that many times with David De Gea. We had a shit team over years with David De Gea, to be fair. There was several years while De Gea was at the club where we were not a very good side, to be honest. But he helped us out big time with his epic saves and his consistently good performances. There were some errors in there, yeah. But compared to Andre Onana every single week, David De Gea was almost error-free, if you ask me, in comparison. So, yes, big mares there from Andre Onana and Ten Hag's players is leading to us conceding a lot of goals. And not just the players. Obviously, we haven't got the players necessarily for this system. Amorim's asking them to play a certain system, a different way of doing things. And that's why we're struggling, because they were playing guff-tastic 4-2-3-1, absolute Dutch Kojak, slow sidey pass crab football for a long time. And now they're obviously being asked to do something different. They're being asked to play, you know, this 3-4-2-1 system, essentially. So you've got players who maybe used to playing just wide, like Ahmed Diallo or whatever, who are now asked to also come inside and stuff like that. It's going to take time for all of these players to gel and just understand their roles properly. And then also, you don't even want them to understand their roles that long, because you want them pissed off out the door after these twats. And if you do get them gone, then you've got to replace them with players that obviously Amorim wants to be able to fit the system that he's looking to play. And that's the key here, really. We have got half of a team of players that are probably all right for the future, and we've got half of a team of players that are no bloody good for this current system anymore. I mean, you could even argue about people like Bruno Fernandes and his gash-tastic performances recently. I mean, obviously, I love Bruno Fernandes in terms of what he's done at the club in the past, but you can't just live in the past. He's been pretty shite for us for a little while, especially as a leader. The armband's weighing heavy on him. Guys, I'm going to ask you this question in the live chat, yes or no. Should Bruno Fernandes still be the captain of Manchester United? That's honestly, I'm asking that question seriously, because he seems to play better. He seemed to play better in the past without the armband, just like Maguire does, to be honest. There's certain people who mentally can deal with it, and who mentally have the coolness out there to have the right judgment in certain moments, like just after half-time against Wolves and not getting sent off and all that guff that he did, and players who can drag you forward and everything. When I think of the great captains in the past, I think of people like Keano, like Robson, even like Steven Gerrard, to be fair, for Liverpool, right? He's dragging them forward, you know, he's dragging them forward in tough moments when they're down. You don't ever really see that from Bruno. What you often see is a player moaning and throwing a strop once there's a couple of goals gone in the other direction. He's a bit of a fair weather captain. I don't think he's necessarily got the grit and determination and the desire to lead by example like some of these others, where they can lead by example just by being determined and stuff. You know, I mentioned that shithouse Steven Gerrard, right? Yeah, well, I mean, if you think about how he's just used to get on with it, it's very different to Bruno. He's a big whiner. And Bruno Fernandes, that sort of is going to filter down to the team and everything. He's not got the fortitude, in my opinion. But the question is, I've said all this, but I actually don't think we should strip him of the captaincy just yet, by the way. The reason is because who the fuck else are you going to give it to, guys? They're all gash and don't have any leadership qualities in there. Maybe in the future, people like Ugarte could come into the fore. He's only just learning English, for Pete's sake. You know, so we've got to think about it. But in terms of leaders, we don't really have any good leaders. We used to have a team of leaders. Used to have Cantona and Keano and just whoever, loads of people leading out there, each other, spurring each other on. Now we don't have a team of leaders. We've got a team of melters. By the way, Paul S., thank you for this. He says, we need performance-based contracts going forward. Oh, if only the football world would actually go that way. Dude, we'd have the lowest wages in the league if it was performance-based, wouldn't we? Low base salaries with incentives for goals assists. I don't think it's going to go that way, though, because of how mad football is and how much these players get paid by other clubs, not just our club, but, you know, the way, the structure, it's all tailored towards these wanky bag players, isn't it? When do you think about it, it's a disgrace how they get these long-term 3, 4, 5-year contracts on huge money, and they don't even have to perform. They can throw a strop, they can be a prat, they can just do the bare minimum, and they still get paid the same. If only, Paul S. If only. But I agree with you. We need a competent keeper, absolutely, and a proven striker in January would be lovely as well. I think if you can plug the whole issue at the back there with Andre Onana and stop the goals leaking stupidly from corners and just absolutely awful bits of goalkeeping where he's just getting absolutely mugged off, then that would help us out. That would give us solidity at the back. That would give us a bit more confidence, and it would obviously pick us up a few more points as well, because he is too error prone. And obviously a striker, we need goals in this team. There's no goals in this team, is there? There's no goals at all, Paul. We're stitched up for goals, lad. Here's a horrible little stat for you, actually, Paul, lad. So we're talking about goals conceded here. Well, what about goals that we've scored? I mean, if you look at this, Rashford is still, despite being dropped, the top scorer, the joint top scorer this season in the Premier League for us. And he's outright top scorer for non-penalty goals. If that doesn't tell you the state of affairs at United and how shit we are in terms of finding goals up top there and scoring goals, I don't know what does. Because Rashford's been shit this season, to be honest, and he's still the top scorer and the top free scorer from, not penalties and shit. Doesn't that make you feel kind of sick, guys? Because Rashford's been pretty piss poor, to be honest. It's not like he's had an amazing season. And, but yet he's still got more goals than all the other twats, basically. And he's been out for 4 games as well. Crazy, absolutely crazy how poor we are. So yes, I couldn't agree more, Paul. We have to go and get a striker in January, Gyökeres or Osimhen or somebody, whoever you can get in here to try and add some goals to us, because that is a big problem for us, isn't it? By the way, we've got 388 legends in here. Welcome in. Hope you're having a good Boxing Day? No, that doesn't make any sense. Good 27th, last few days of 2024. Let's hope for 2025 to be a better one all round, really, because this has been a shitter for United standards and everything as well. But yes, if you're just getting in the stream, smash the like button on it. Help us out by dropping a like. That does help us out in the old YouTube algorithm. So smash that thumbs up if you can. It's free. And give us a subscribe to the video as well. If you're new, hit subscribe down below. We're only 16 people away from 86.7k subs. Get yourself subscribed on the channel, you legends. Yeah, well, that's true, Jonathan, but we've obviously got to work on that, don't we? That's going to come with the systematic changes and obviously getting used to these tactics and everything. Martin, thank you for the super chat there as well. He says, Bruno looks broken. His corners don't get past the first defender. Shots has been a £7 note. Must be so depressed with what he sees around him. Well, yeah, what he sees around him, but also him. He's got to be held accountable as well, doesn't it? I mean, the thing is with Bruno is I still kind of think that there would be a lot of teams in the world, absolutely, who would be interested in taking him on. So is it just a case of we're not using him properly? He's caught the United disease. He's not got the teammates around him, and he's actually class, but he's been negatively dragged down by this United cloud. Is that what you're saying? I mean, maybe. There's a certain element to that with all of the players that we've signed at this club. They kind of do catch the United disease in a way. He probably could go somewhere else and be a great player, because he is a great player. And you know what? He's been good for us, and I still believe that he can turn up and smash in a hat-trick or do whatever. But he hasn't done it for a while, has he? Thank you so much for that there, Martin, as well. Appreciate you. But anyway, so yes, obviously Rashford's goals are missed. I've got a little poll running, which I'm going to end in a moment. Let me end it now, actually. We've had 300 votes on it, so we might as well end it now. I asked you, should Amorim bring Rashford back in to the squad? Because obviously he's dropped him. He's not played him for 4 games. I can see we've had a few hundred votes here. 26% of the live chat say yes, and 74% say a resounding no. Marcus Rashford should not be brought back into the team by Amorim. And I have to say I am with that 74% there, because it's just going to send the wrong message, isn't it? There has to be sort of ramifications for piss poor performance and bad attitude and all that sort of stuff. There has to be ramifications. You have to allow the manager to do what he thinks best for the team, and have that sort of authority. If you take that authority away and give it to the player, they're just going to run riot. It'll be like the lunatics running the asylum. If you just do that, you've got to allow Ruben Amorim to make that stamp, make that mark, and do what he thinks right. And when asked upon it yesterday in terms of the Rashford situation, any changes in Rashford's situation, he says if he's not here, you can make your mind up. He says it's always the same reason. We have to be the same professionals, same guys, winning or losing. Losing, I have to be stronger. I will continue with my idea until the end. So pretty clear there, really. It doesn't seem like Rashford's getting back into the side, and nor should he, in my opinion, to be perfectly honest, even if he is our top scorer this season. He's still been shite throughout his whole rest of his performances and attitude, even if he's managed to bag some goals. Like, I remember in Amorim's first game, whatever, Rashford scored, and then the next one. But his overall performance of the team were not good enough. And, he's going to do what's best for the team, really. He said, I just do what I think is best for the team. I will continue with my idea until the end. So, yes, get in there, Ruben Amorim. Look, we're not going to pretend like Ruben Amorim's doing a sensational job right now, because the points aren't there, are they? Look, guys, we're 14th in the Premier League. Fucking 14th. Manchester United, 14th in the Premier League. at Christmas. I never thought I would see that, to be fair, from where we were just 10 years ago. It's unfathomable to think that we could be this shit and that we could lose to teams like, teams like Wolves, who were in the bottom three in such a fashion, when they've only just got a new manager as well, by the way. But it's different over there, I think. It is different. The slump that Manchester United are in is absolutely insane. And also, they've got some decent players, in good form, like people like Mateus Cunha, who just obviously had another good game against us, didn't he, and ran right against us. I mean, I would definitely like to get him in at Manchester United if he would possibly come. Look, he's playing for a lower team. Man United's a much huger club. He got that, the Portuguese language connection there, whatever, with the likes of Ruben. So why not, eh? Maybe that would be a player we should potentially go for. He's got a bit of bollocks about him, doesn't he? Smash a 1 if you would take Mateus Cunha at United, guys, in the live chat. Smash a 1 if you would have him. Smash a 2 if you don't think that's the right idea. But look, check this out. They say a picture says 10,000 words, or something like that, 1,000 words. This is Ruben Amorim saying to him, "Good game, mate. I'm going to come and put a cheeky little bit in you for January, mate. We need you, mate, because my players are absolutely shit." Good game, good game, good game. You see? That's sort of what's going on there now. Obviously, he's just giving him a little hug there. But I hope that's what he was saying to him. I hope he was trying to, poach him for January, whatever, because we need some players with some bottle, don't we? And we don't have enough players with bottle. And I think he is a player with bottle. And he's got great technique, and obviously he makes... He's scoring goals, and he's like a big fish in a small pond. Kind of what we do need to do is sign some big fish from small ponds right now. That's sort of where we're at. Look, we're 14th in the league. We are a huge club, but we're still 14th in the league. It's not like top Champions League standard players who are competing every single week in the Champions League are going to look at Manchester United as a project right now, with where we are, 14th, struggling, all the pressure, all the media scrutiny, etc., and go, yeah, that's I'm going to just leave Real Madrid for that. That's not going to happen. We have to slowly get back up there. But for now, we are obviously trying to poach better players from lesser teams in a lot of ways, or we should be. Which is why we can go and get players, hopefully, like Gyökeres as well. Not just the managerial connection, but obviously the fact that, well, we are a bigger club than Sporting. And even though they're in Champions League and, doing all that sort of stuff. I mean, look, Ruben left them, didn't he, for the prospect of playing at United. And, of course, there's great financial benefits from playing for a huge club like United in the Premier League. So, yeah, absolutely. That could... certainly happen. By the way, Inatama, thank you very much for this super chat here. Inatama, sorry, I almost missed that. He says, "Do you think Ten Hag deserves a lot of the blame?" Yes, in terms of his signings or his tactics, both, or leadership. How do you view his reign and Cups won? Well, obviously, look, fair play to him for winning the Cups. He won the FA Cup, League Cup. You can't really argue with that. It was, I guess, certainly the second one, the FA Cup, more luck than judgment in some ways. Personally, that's what I think. He did well. We did well in certain games, but there were some times, like in that game against Coventry, wasn't it? Yeah, where we just basically managed to get through, even struggled against Newport County in the cup run and stuff. It wasn't plain sailing, but the final was amazing. The game against Liverpool was amazing. He deserves credit for being able to win trophies, even though the rest of the side was shit. Clearly, he's a decent knockout cup manager because he took a team that's not great, and he bought some shit players, and he still managed to win a couple of trophies, even against all the odds there. But the overall, maybe his emphasis was on that, though. You've got to be able to manage all different competitions as a manager. So there's no good just focusing on domestic cups or whatever and just forgetting about Europe. He was shit in Europe, and forgetting about the league. He was shit in the league. So that's the opposite end of the spectrum. You've got to have Europe and the Premier League coming first as your priorities, and then the domestic cups are what should come. So he's just a cup merchant, mate. He's a cup merchant. There was no actual foundation to his play. There was no foundation to his performance results in terms of where we finished and the goal difference and things like that either. So I blame him for a lot because he was backed. I'm sure he had the best of intentions, but he was backed foolishly by us to the point where we gave him all that money, over 600 mil, and he's then gone and assembled his team. And now he's not even here. And now we've got a new manager who has to play with his team. And the new manager's not going to want his team. Okay, what else is shit after that game, guys? So now look at this. We will be without Bruno Fernandes and Manuel Ugarte for our next game due to suspension. I mean, that's a piss take, guys, as well. Now, so we've got Newcastle coming up. They're flying, aren't they? They've got a few good wins on the bounce now. Players in form, Isaac scoring goals, all the rest of it. Eddie Howe, good coach. And now we've got to play without Ugarte and also without Bruno Fernandes because they're suspended. So, I mean, not that I guess it makes much of a difference if Bruno Fernandes is going to perform like that because he's been shite lately and obviously he's cost us that game. Very, very gash. So, yeah, I can't really say that that's necessarily bad for the team, I suppose, because they are absolutely shite. Paul S., thanks for another super chat here, my son. By the way, we are going to have a Q&A in a bit at the end of this stream, of course, and let everybody have their say and get involved. But obviously, I will dip in and out the chat a little bit here. Obviously, I'm just getting my spiel out, guys. I'm pissed off and wound up after all that business yesterday. I'm just venting here for a while, and then we will get into the chat properly and everything, guys. But I've got to just say my piece here. Paul says the FA Cup victory is the only thing getting me through this season. Yeah, fair play, fair play. Well, in all actuality, I think the FA Cup victory from last season actually hurt us rather than helping us because it kept Erik ten Hag in the job. That's the only thing that kept him in the job. They were even still looking at Thomas Tuchel regardless of that, and if Tuchel had said yes, we probably would have still sacked Erik ten Hag. But because of that FA Cup win, they kept him, and that is dragged everything over into the next season rather than being able to start afresh and a new manager having a pre-season time to buy players and shape the team. We stuck with him foolishly. So yeah, the FA Cup, obviously I'm very happy we won the FA Cup, but it was sort of like one of those poison chalice situations there where it kept him in the job and it's hurt us long term. Vic says, delete the club. Well, you say that. You're a City scummer, but, you say that. But actually, you're not that far off what needs to be happening here, lad. You can't delete the club, obviously. But in terms of just, resetting the club, that's what we need to do. We have to get players out. We need to see a lot of movement in the summer and try and get one or two out in Jan. We need to get one or two in Jan and do a lot of business in the summer. Again, it's going to be a lot of change, I think, over the next 12 months. In terms of transfers, and there has to be. So and also just the mentality and the way we're doing things, getting rid of these absolute bottle bag players with weak mentalities who don't give a shit, egomaniacs on 375k a week, piss off, Marquis Gashford, etc. So we've got to try and get some players out and get some players in. It's going to take a long time. It's going to take a heck of a long time. By the way, so this is some comments that Ruben Amorim said. Just want to say this as well. Before the Arsenal game on December the 4th, after beating Everton 4-0, he said, the storm will come. We are going to be found out in some games. Since then, United have lost 5 games in 22 days in all competitions. It's been an absolute shitter. But I think that's absolutely just, it's poignant. We have to discuss it. Ruben Amorim, he needs all the time in the world here. It's not his fault, and he's absolutely right. There will be some real storms going on here from him having to try and implement his ideas into the team and just to get used to his players, know which players he can rely on and that will work in his system and let the others that don't fall by the wayside, so to speak, or to try and move them on, and then he's got to get a couple in. So obviously, you can't expect him to have this well-oiled, finished team just yet. And anybody saying Amorim out, I think at the moment, as a United fan, is just being stupid. They're just scapegoating another guy here. He literally has had very little effect on things at the moment. It's like there's years of damage been done here. It's playing a certain way. Obviously totally different to what we're playing now in terms of system as well, which is going to make it tricky for the players to understand it. You've got to kind of just go through a little bit of a baptism of fire in order to come out the other side stronger now. Stick to your guns, Ruben Amorim, Stick to your guns. I've said it now. I won't be blaming Ruben Amorim for anything until he's had plenty of time in the job for me to say it's, anything down to him. Certainly not the case right now. This season's just a season to find out which players can maybe do the business for him, really. This season's dead. This season's a write-off. I've said it time and time again. I'll say it again. This season's fucking dead. So we have to just basically just draw a line under it and let him just work with the players this season, implement everything, get rid of players, get players in, and then we'll start again next season. This season's literally finished. Finito Kaputski. Give it until, I don't know, maybe we could finish 10th, 8th, 7th, who knows. let's ask the chat, where do you think we're going to finish? But based on recent form, I mean, we're closer to a relegation battle than we are a freaking European battle. You know, we're like 7 or 8 points off the drop. It's unfathomable how close we are to the relegation zone at this point. We won't be in a relegation battle, I don't think, but I do think we'll be a mid-table side. I do think it'll probably be another season where we finish 8th. I'm trying to remain optimistic and hope that Ruben Amorim can go on a little bit of a run now. You're seeing what's happening in the league. It's a very, very strange season all round. You've got teams flying like, Nottingham Forest and Bournemouth and even Fulham now are doing all right and stuff in the league, and there's lots of teams that are up there, and there's some big teams like Spurs and even City by their standards, and United and stuff are absolutely bottling it. So it's going to be very hard to predict where any of these teams are going to finish. If you look at the middle of the table, there's very few points separating a lot of those teams. So it is going to be a challenge for any of those teams to try and get into like the top 7 for European spaces. We can do it, but we'd have to go on a bit of a run. Not a crazy run, but we'd have to actually become a team that can win most of the games we're expected to win, that can see off teams like a Bournemouth when they come to Old Trafford, or a Wolves away at the Molineux when they're in the bottom 3, and stuff like that. When we can become a team like that, then we'll probably be able to get in there. But it's obviously not going to happen for a little while. Big Vengs, since we're finishing 16th, 12th, 15th, 17th, 17th, 10th to 11th, bottom half, just above Wet Spam, 9th. 17th, 17th, 16th, 9th. Get in there, Luke CX lad. Top half, 15th. 10th. Yeah, well, we probably will be mid-table. I think best we can hope for is 8th now with what's happened and what's gone on. Camlin Ekambaran, thank you very much for hitting that subscribe button there, my son. Yes, there's nearly 500 people in there. Get yourself subscribed to the channel if you're new. We're 5 away, guys, from 86.7. Can we hit that during this show? Please do subscribe if you're new and smash the like on the vid. Cheers for that there. And Nick Barton as well. Thanks for hitting that subscribe there, my son. Good man. Yeah, good shout there, Jonathan. You've just got to write the Premier League off this season and hope for better things next season, and to try and really just work on the fundamentals of changing the style and the play and getting the shit players out, No, well, Mark Harris says, Piggy, the problem is United haven't got a pot to piss in. Skint FC, free transfers and loans only. I have to disagree personally, Mark. I think we've got players to get rid of. I agree we won't be spending a lot of big money just on the face of it in this January window. Simply because we've already spent a lot of money under the previous regime. Ten Hag, he signed lots of players. Even in the summer, we signed lots of players. They backed him. They spent loads of money. We've had, obviously, managerial changes, which cost money. There's not a lot of money freely available. But if we were to sell players, which we should, think of players like Marky Gashford. I don't know, maybe we could do some sort of loan swap deal or something with Osterman. Maybe you're right in regards to loans. I don't know. But personally think that we could sell Rashford, maybe to the right buyer. Who knows who it could be for 50 million, 60 million, whatever. That gives you enough to go and get a couple of good players, doesn't it, for Amorim? And it also saves you 375k a week. So I kind of agree with you. There's probably not a lot in the pot right now, but if you could sell 1 or 2 players in January, which hopefully we should, because there's players that just want to go away, then yeah. But the question is, it is hard to sell these players because they are on big money and they are kind of shite. Yeah, I don't think we'll get many sold in January, RJ. I think we'll get 1 player sold in January. 1. I'll ask the chat, guys, how many players do you think will sell in January? I do believe it will just be the 1, and I think it will be Rashford. But I don't know if it will be a permanent transfer. It could be a loan move away with an option to buy or something like that. Clearly, he's not in Amorim's plans because of his attitude, and his attitude stinks. Ruben's sticking to his guns. I very much doubt Rashford's going to come back from saying things like, I want a new challenge. Once you've got your mind elsewhere, you can't be the player that you want to be, I don't think, if you're not focused on the task at hand there. And obviously, as a manager, you can't select somebody who's got their eye elsewhere who wants a new challenge. So I doubt he will be playing for Amorim again. I very much doubt it, which means that we have to find him a new home. So I think we'll probably just get rid of 1 in January. In an ideal world, we'd get rid of 6. In an ideal world, we'd get rid of Onana. We'd get rid of Lindelof. We'd get rid of Anthony Dos Santos, maybe even Xerxes, because he's a waste of time, isn't he, really, at this moment? We'd get rid of 5 or 6 players in this January transfer window if it was an ideal situation, but obviously it's not, so the best we can hope for is 1 or 2. Luke says we're getting rid of none. 2, 1, 2, yeah, that's it. Not a lot. We're not going to do a lot of business because of the issues that we've got with paying players way too much than they're actually worth, etc., and them being shite as well. But hopefully there's enough little bit of money, I don't know, to go and get somebody like Matias Cunha or Victor Gyökeres or just something like that. We need some goals from somewhere, don't we? Really do need some goals. And obviously I would love to see us get a goalkeeper in there as well. That'd be fantastic. Brilliant. So yes, let me just cover sort of what we've discussed here very quickly. Everybody just getting in here. Then we're going to get into the live chat for a proper Q&A, and you guys can have your say on this whole situation about United and Rashford and the transfer window and all the rest of the guff that's going on. But what a shitter. 14th in the league, losing 2-0 to Wolves and 3-0 at Bournemouth and stuff at home. Shit couple of days, guys. What a gash Christmas from Man United's perspective. Luckily, every other part of my Christmas has been nice. So it's been a nice Christmas. I hope you've all had a nice Christmas, and I hope you've not had your United side letting you down to the point that they're affecting you mentally too much. But it is hard, isn't it? Getting duffed up by Wolves and Bournemouth and shite teams like that. I mean, Bournemouth are a good team now, but you know what I mean in terms of the stature and the size of the club. Shocking. Absolutely fucking shocking. So, okay, so this is what we were discussing. United have actually conceded 18 goals now in 10 games in all competitions. Amorim obviously said previously there will be a storm to come, and he wasn't wrong there. There he is hugging Mateus Cunha, hopefully whispering in his ear, sweet nothings to come to us soon. Because we could do with somebody like that who's got a bit of bollocks and is a match winner. Also, now no Bruno Fernandes and no Manuel Ugarte. That is absolutely gash. Amorim says he'll do best for the team. He says, I do what I think's best for the team. I will continue with my idea until the end. That's asked upon the Rashford situation, just to extend that a little bit more. He said, yes, if he's not here, you can make your own mind up. It's always for the same reason. We have to be the same professionals, same guys, winning or losing. Losing, I have to be stronger. I will continue with my idea until the end. So, pretty clear there that Rashford's not going to be brought back in, I think. Plus, he has said that he wants a new challenge. But as I said, even though Rashford's not played for the last 4 games, look, he still actually remains United's joint top Premier League goal scorer, which goes to show you just how absolutely monumentally shitebags we have been this season in terms of scoring goals. Look, Højlund, okay, he's been doing okay, but we need some goals. Ahmad Diallo scored a couple lately, but we need some goals. So we definitely do need to get a striker in January, somebody who can score some goals. Xerxes not the answer, you know what I mean? And Højlund's a work in progress big time. Right. Let's get stuck into the live chat, guys, for a big-time Q&A. Thank you, everybody who's watching this stream right now. You're a bunch of legends. Drop a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe so you can comment in the chat. And now we will get stuck into the live chat, you bunch of legends. Thanks for joining. Most of these players shouldn't be professional footballers. They should be car wash attendants. I don't know about that. What? They'd probably scratch your car, mate, some of these tossers, mate. I could imagine you give Anthony Dos Santos the keys and you go and do your shopping, you come out, and he's I don't know, he's crashed it into a fucking tree or something, mate. I would be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. Rashford, new challenge, cooking school dinners. Well, it's funny how when he started getting political and stuff and doing all that, which I praise him for, to be fair. Fair play to him. He's doing good things for kids and stuff, trying to feed kids. You can't really say that's anything negative. But almost since that time, since he started getting a bit political, it almost did seem like his mind's elsewhere a little bit there, doesn't it? Is it a coincidence? I think not. Hey, what's up there, Homeless King? He says it's sad being Man United performance this season. Sorry, seeing United's performance this season. But you just really love our reactions, my reactions when we're shit. Right, okay, thanks, mate. Appreciate that. James says, Christmas buffet and the only choice is a shite sandwich. Oh, yeah, what you want is a nice turkey, stuffing and cranberry sandwich, lad, don't you? For a Christmas buffet or something. But, oh, no, shite sandwiches all round. Yeah, well, see, Bart, I think that's a good destination for him because it's all about the money. Here comes the money. They could afford him over there, couldn't they? They pay bang average players huge money over there, to be fair. They could afford him. That is a reasonable destination for him. I just don't think he'll want to go there, because why would he? He's in his prime. He's 27, for fuck's sake. This is the time when he should be smashing it up in, at least one of Europe's top 3 leagues or something. He should be playing in, the La Liga, Prem, or the Bundes or something at the very least. Not playing in the Saudi Arabian League, in all fairness. That's a retirement league as far as I'm concerned. I know they've got some younger players over there. And some people have just gone for the money, but that's all it is a money league. It's not a league of legacy, is it? Yeah, definitely, Des. A big clean out is required. Absolutely. Bruno, Amorim, get your marigolds on, lad. And let's start disinfecting the gaff, you know what I mean? Absolutely a big clean out is needed. Need to get Kim and Aggie on the scene, lad. Taking his wage, I don't think there are many clubs that can pay him this much. So true. It's PSG, it's Saudi clubs. No, so it's not guaranteed we get rid of him. Maybe there will be a swap deal done, perhaps. Maybe, when I say swap deal, I mean maybe a loan move, swap deal or something with a club for a different player, or who knows. Loan outs, don't think anyone will want to go. Yeah, could be loans. Sell to Saudi, says Gregory. Be nice to get the money. Yeah, that's so true, Ezio. Selling Gashford and Casemiro will save us almost $1 million per week on wages. Yeah, quite ridiculous. So I think Casemiro has got a contract that's right up there with Rashford. In fact, some people say, I think I heard Gary Neville say that he's got a ridiculous contract, which is like nearly 400k a week or something. Don't know if that's 100% accurate, but Rashford's is reportedly around about 375. So you are talking about two of our most highest paid players. So yes, if you get them off the books, it's £750,000 at least really saved every week, which is insane when you actually think about it. £750,000 saved every week. So yeah, that's absolutely true. Getting rid of them would save us a lot of money. Plus, if you could generate some sort of transfer fee for them, that'd be great. There is going to be not a huge transfer fee for Casemiro because he's very much at the twilight of his career. But you can still get a few million for him, I'm sure. But Rashford should be commanding, I reckon 50 million, guys. How much do you think he's worth, Rashford? But I think we could get 50 million for him, even though he's been shit. If you'd have asked me a year or two ago when he was actually decent, we'd have been talking about maybe nearer double that, to be fair, because he had that aura about him, after that 30-goal season and his age, 25 at the time, coming into his best years. You would have said he's a £100 million player, but not now. Not now, especially with saying that he wants to go. I mean, that just basically makes it a stronger position for the purchasing club as well when you've got a player that is known to want to go. So, so I don't think we'll get anywhere near that for him now, but probably 50 million, I reckon. Paul S., thanks for your super chat. He says, would you exercise the buyback clause for Pellistri and some other young players 10 Hag's old? I mean, absolutely I would. Why the hell did we get rid of Facundo? Ten Hag was a proper melter with his judgments in a lot of ways, not giving Ahmad the chances, letting players like Pellistri go. What else did he do? There's a couple other melter situations he did as well where we let players go, but certainly Pellistri was a good young talent. I was impressed by him most times we saw him. We only really ever saw him in sort of pre-season games and stuff like that, or for Uruguay in the Copa or whatever. And he's always been decent. So yes, he was young and he was hungry and he was versatile. He could play him on the left or the right, whatever. He should have been given a chance and he wasn't. So absolutely I would. I think it's pathetic that we weren't giving those players chances and he was still playing Anthony Dos Santos over players like Pellistri or Ahmad. Ericsson can go. Yeah, well, Ericsson, in my opinion, is all right to keep around the squad for this season. Then he can go. I say in the summer he goes, I've got no real necessity to see Ericsson go. Remember, Ericsson was one of our better players at the start of this season. Like, he's still got a job in the team. He can still pass. He's a very technical player. He can still pass it around for you. See out games last 20, 30 minutes. He's obviously nowhere near as good as he was, but I think he can be a squad player for us till the end of the season. In terms of imminent players I'd like to see sold in January, it's Rashford, maybe even Casemiro, to be honest, just because of the wages, and he's not really featuring in Ruben's plans because he don't fit the system perfectly, coming off the bench and stuff like that. Great experienced player, but he's not really doing the business for us. We could use that money better elsewhere. So if you could get him gone, that'd be great. Even though I like him and everything, it's just that, well, as I say, those reasons. And then obviously if you could get rid of, I don't know, Dos Gastos, Onana, I don't know, but, that's not going to happen, guys. We'll get rid of one or two. Here we go. This is what people think for Rashford. 30 or 40 million, 20 million, 40 million. We got to get a lot more than that, I think. Maybe not a lot more than 40, but certainly a lot more than 20. We're talking about a player we've developed. He's in his prime years. He's a big star. You reckon 30 to 50 you would settle for? I would want at least 50 million, I think, for him. For 20, 40, £5.50, 30 million. Then again, you can't be too greedy because of his wages. You have to sort of understand that the buying team is then going to have to pay him a shit ton of cash, and that makes their initial amount that they're wanting to pay a lot less because it's just less affordable. So you actually, I think maybe 40, 50 million is probably not too unrealistic. He was never 100 million even after that one season because we're never ever going to repeat that. Tough to say really, Team Mill. I mean, there was a progression arc going on there. Obviously, after that season, it just went down again, but tough to say really. Too many of our players can go and need to go. 40 million, 35 max. We'll never get 50 for captain. Sorry, for Rashford, says Captain Caveman. Yeah, fair enough. Yes, absolutely. David De Gea. Got rid of De Gea. That's it. He got rid of De Gea. They actually offered De Gea a contract, And then De Gea was chilling on it for a little while, and then they revoked that contract offer. That's what Erik ten Hag did. And then he decided to go get Andre Onana, and the rest is history. What a melter. So not only did he not want David De Gea, but he also dicked him around as well. Pathetic. Do you really think Rashford will leave? He's on a long contract on $350k a week. Oh, well, he can just sit around and laugh, but he said he wants a new challenge. Look, there is teams out there that would want Rashford. He would be a star player in certain teams, in certain leagues. Maybe not for Man United in the Premier League, but certainly I think if you were to see him play in France for PSG, he would be an absolute baller out there. You know, he is obviously a very good player. He's just got a bit of a poor attitude. He should probably be at home with a bunch of overpaid egomaniac melters in PSG rather than at United. You'd sell Garnacho, to be honest, pure profit from FFP, not reactionary based on yesterday, but far too often he's not strong on the ball. Look, I actually think Garnacho, we need to put an arm around him. You know, he is a bit of a melter. He's clearly a bit of a bottle job. Yesterday he bottled it at the end of the game. He's crying and stuff. And he's bottling it, mate. But he needs to be held accountable. He'll learn by these mistakes. He's a young kid in the day. What is he, 19? Come on. I mean, he's been good. He's been good up until this point. I'm not putting too much blame on him. He has been shite for quite a few weeks now this season, but I think we've got to give him a chance, mate, personally. I wouldn't knee-jerk react and get rid of him or anything like that, personally. But if he's shit for the rest of the season and he's not going to be, you know, showing the right attitude or doing the business when he comes on the pitch or whatnot, then, you know, he's just another person that needs to perform. We have to hold everybody accountable. They have to perform to a certain standard. If he does that, great, but I think it'd be too early to say, oh, you know, he's never going to make it. I actually think Garnacho's quality and has got the potential to be a great, great player. He's certainly struggling in this new system, and he needs to sort of find his feet there. Think about how good he's been for us at times last season and stuff. You know, I think he's very much quality. Oh, no way. Damien Heta just hit a 9-darter. Nice, Tommy, lad. How you doing there, Tommy boy? You absolute hero. Your pub team would take Rashi on a free so long as United pay his wages. Exactly, yeah. He'd probably do bits for you as well, lad. He'd probably get you at least a goal every other game. We will do well to get 30 million teams. No, we're desperate to get rid of Rashford. Fair enough. They do know we're desperate. Yes. True there, Paul Story, lad. You think Pickford would be a big improvement on the clowns we got? Yeah, I guess, but I still don't really want us to go and get Pickford. I think we should be aiming for a top draw goalkeeper, one of the big names, you know, if we could. Oh, yeah, they're doing very well, aren't they? Remember what Slabby did? I'm the future Man United. Rashford will not settle for a 100k a week gig, although that is his level now. No, I know. I wonder if there's a team out there crazy enough to pay what we paid him. But if not, Man United might just have to swallow a bit of that wage and pay him to play for somebody else a little bit. Obviously, I'm not talking about paying 375k a week. But maybe, I don't know, PSG would pay 90% of that or some shit. Who knows? And we just have to eat the rest of it. Probably not, but... What's up there, Crazy Joe? How you doing? Welcome in there, lad. And exclusive getting in there, raw lad. He says, afternoon pig, I think given time, Garnacho will come good. I do too. Selling him could be a big mistake as he's one for the future. Oh, definitely. In a confident, exuberant team who's in a good place right now, I don't know, like a Liverpool or something, Garnacho would be absolutely flying, I think. You know, and in a team that he's sort of more comfortable in terms of the system and that sort of stuff playing in, I think he would be flying. He is struggling right now because, well, the team's struggling, the club's struggling. So he is struggling. Theo Riley, thanks for subscribing. Oh, get in there, my son. Baby, we did it. Break out the red panties. It's red panty night. The live chat's got us 86.7k subscribers. Get in. Thank you, all of you, for hitting the subscribe button. That's awesome. And appreciate that. Would I take Edwin van der Sar back? Even at this age? Yes. Yeah, Man United played 18, 22.3 goal difference, minus 3 goal difference, 14th in the league. It's unbelievable at this stage, BF game, and it's disgustingly unbelievable. Can you see us winning more than 5 games for the rest of the season? Do you know what? I am not convinced we're going to really win any of the next 5 games. I know you said 5 games a season, but if you look at our fixtures, yeah. Crikey. We have got some tough old fixtures. Let me just remind myself. Man United fixtures. Newcastle obviously coming up in the league. Then Liverpool in the league. Then we've got Arsenal in the FA Cup. And then we've got Southampton at home. Now, you would think that game would be winnable, but based on performances against other lower teams, I'm not so sure. Then we've got Brighton on the 19th of January. They're decent side. Rangers, we'll batter Rangers, to be honest. We'll batter Rangers, mate. Scottish football, isn't it? You know what I mean? We'll batter Rangers, right? But we'll probably make a meal of it. And then, then we've got Fulham. You know, it's not even the next 4 or 5 games are not, you can't really see where many of the points are coming from. I expect us to beat Southampton, but the other ones in the league, Newcastle, Liverpool, those sorts of situations, Arsenal in the cup, we're not really expected to do anything in them games, are we? It'll be a big bonus if we can. Justin Bartley says, if we did our jobs as bad as these melts, we'd be shown the door, Piggy. You're damn right, and you wouldn't get a 5-year payoff either. United will have to buy Rashford out of his contract for it to be viable for another club to afford him. Yeah, to a certain extent. Obviously not the whole contract, but a percentage. Maybe it would be more viable for a team if he's signing for them for $250K a week, which means that United have to come up with 100+K a week for the remainder of his deal. It's not very appealing to United, but if they're getting 50 million up front, then they're going to have to eat that from the initial transfer fee. Every team has bad and good spells. Man City will be that example. Eventually they'll do good, and so United. Yeah, great to be seeing City absolutely shart the bed, but not great that we're sharting it even more. I know, great stuff there, DMT Lucid Dreamer Lad, 86.7. Come on. He needs to learn to just do the simple thing. He overthinks a lot of stuff. Just pass the ball and move. Basics. Garnacho we're talking about here. Yes, I agree. That sort of was summed up from that final moment in the game yesterday when he could have just squared the ball into the box. It was a low percentage chance of him crossing it and finding the player to actually shoot and score for us. But you've got to try, and he didn't. He dawdled on it, and he was tackled, and then they scored straight away, and that's the end of the game. By the way, Warbzo, thank you so much for the super chat there, Warbzo. Sue! Break out the Sues for Warbzo, everyone. Cheers for that, my son. He comments and he says, 251 million on an Onana, Mount Anthony, and Xerxes. Pfft, $250 million on shit! Goodness me! That's insane! There's large-scale national sewage and sanitation companies who spent less money than that this year on shit. Do you know what I mean? There's so much... That's unbelievable, isn't it? That is unbelievable, isn't it, lad? $250 million on Onana, Mount Anthony and Xerxes. Yes, all of those should not have been signed in hindsight. Very much poor signings. And actually not even with hindsight. With foresight. With probably Bruce Foresight. They should never have been signed. Certainly not Mount. Anthony, not for that price, no way. Xerxes, desperation at that stage, I guess. And Onana definitely shouldn't have been signed because we should have kept David De Gea. So that is absolutely 4 awful signings. $250 million spent, stitched up. Thanks very much, Eric Ten Hag, you Dutch Kojak melt. Nice one for that, Warbzo. Thank you very much there, Paul S, for a super chat. Ugarte as captain next season. I rate him. Yeah, I like him. I like his mentality. He's been good this season. If you actually look at his stats as well, he's doing a very good job. He's a very good midfielder. He's great in terms. His stats are great in terms of his passing accuracy, completion, and all that sort of stuff, and his tackles won and things like that. He's very much high up there in terms of the percentiles of the Premier League players right now. He's doing well from what he's played so far. He's doing well. So very much, I think, in the future, but he's only just come to the club. Look, what I'd have to say is at this club, you have to earn the captaincy. You can't just be given the captaincy. You've got to earn it. We've made that mistake in recent years, just giving players things too soon, whether it's number 7 shirts to Mason Mount or captaincy to Harry Maguire and then obviously to Bruno. And, we've made some players captains, I guess, Bruno, I guess at the time you think he's probably a clear candidate for it, to be fair, based on who was at the club, because everyone's shit in terms of leadership, and Bruno Fernandes best of the bad bunch. But even now, you're looking at him, you think he's not the best leader in the team, because he's making gash-tastic bullshit errors like he did yesterday, getting sent off. What's up there, Ian Whittaker from Australia, lad? Get in there, good day, mate. With hindsight, with regard to the goalkeeper situation, do you think United should have kept Dean Henderson? He's doing well now, isn't he, Henderson? He's doing well. No. We should have just kept De Gea. Fair enough, Henderson, but we should have just kept De Gea. We already had De Gea. People talk like De Gea was shite. De Gea was amazing for us, way better than Henderson. And De Gea also is not even that old. He's still only, 33, 34 or something? That's not old for a goalkeeper. He could play for another 5 years at the top level, if you ask me. Sort of Edwin van der Sar vibes. So, yeah, I think that was the play, was just to keep hold of David De Gea. Heard people comparing Garnacho to Ronaldo a few months ago. We need better. Fair enough. Yes, I was probably one of those people, to be honest, because Garnacho was flying, and we're trying to encourage these youngsters to develop, but they have to stay committed, they have to stay dedicated. He's got talent. One day he could be something like that. Probably not Ronaldo or Messi levels, because they're just one of a kind, but he could be a world-class player in the future. I believe that. Howdy, Berber. What's going on, lad? Hope you're doing well today, mate. I hope you've recovered after that shit show yesterday, lad. Good shout. Let's ask the live chat. Berber says, if I had to pick a captain out of that lot, probably De Ligt. Fair play to you, yeah. Well, okay, so in terms of if you're looking at leadership attributes, he's not a bad shout. You know, obviously, Ugate's not a bad shout. But as I was saying a moment ago, you don't want to give these players too much too soon. To be fair, De Ligt is a good player and he's had a good career, but he hasn't earned it yet, in my opinion, in terms of the United captaincy, you know, because, well, he's got to do it more for us sustained for a while first at this football club, prove his levels of consistency and everything for a long time. But I understand what you're saying, because De Ligt does have good leadership qualities, and Ugarte, yes, Connor says De Ligt to Ugarte. I think both of those are good options, and they both have good leadership qualities, but again, they've got to earn it first. I don't think either of them have, well, they haven't earned it, because they've not been here long enough to earn it. They do have good attributes, though, in terms of leadership, and I can see what you're saying, and I can see that long term in the future, but I wouldn't give it them now, personally, because they need to earn it first. Please don't mention any of these United players with a world-class tag. Fair enough. You can't. Barely any of them are, if any, at all. G Wolf, you legend, says, do you think Amorim will start playing younger players? Not really. He's kind of, I guess, if he's kind of also in the position where he's trying to sell players, I think, and he might be a bit of a shop window situation as well. Like, there's probably some players that he's given chances to, certainly off the subs bench as well right now, that he's actually thinking about selling if he can, you know, as well. So he's got to contest with that. I don't know if he's going to necessarily start playing youngsters or not. I personally think he's kind of already doing it with a few, isn't he? If you think about, like, Yoro's a youngster, he started playing him a bit more, you know, Garnacho off the bench and stuff. He's young. There is some youngsters in the team. Kobbie Mainoo's getting selected. But I don't think he's going to select any out of the ordinary ones. You know what I mean? You see a lack of commitment with these players. I do too. Big time, big time. Yes, give the captaincy back to Maguire. Well, do you know what? I think if, in hindsight, I mean, he wasn't great with the captain's armband either. The pressure didn't sit well with him. And if we're actually selecting our best starting 11 right now for most games, Maguire doesn't get in it. Even though he's played well for us this season, he's actually been good. He doesn't actually get in it on paper. I still think he is behind the likes of De Ligt, Martinez, you know, Yoro. I would give those guys more chances right now. But still, fair enough, though. Maguire has been good for us lately, though. Most important thing is we back the manager. He's taken over an absolute mess. Big time. We've been saying exactly that. There's no point for Amorim to take any blame or criticism right now, really, because he's actually had the bravery to try and reset United. And there's always going to be times like this where we're going to struggle for probably quite a lot of time for the remainder of this season, until he's actually had time to be able to shape the side with signing players he wants and then getting rid of the shit that don't perform for him. Amorim must be in total shock at how bad the situation is. Yeah, big time. Oh my God, he's come over from Sporting where he's doing absolute bits. And he's looking at the players in our squad and everything and probably thinking, yeah, we've got a real opportunity here. And he's come in and it's been a nightmare start. We're talking a nightmare start. Yeah, I think that was a mistake as well, Robbie. Honestly, I do in hindsight. Yes, I do. Because he had something more important than talent. He has talent, but he had something more important than talent. He had bottle. And he actually got to the point where he was shit for seasons, and then he was really good. You know, we sold him at his peak arc. That's crazy, mate. You shouldn't be selling him at his peak arc. You should be selling him, you know, when he's come back in down the other way or something. We actually sold him when he was great, doing bits for club and country. And he was a bottle player. He was somebody with a bit of bottle. Oh, my goodness me, Kurt Gunter. Fucking hell, Kurt, lad. Get in there, you absolute legend. Thank you so much, dude, for sending us 100 Aussie dollar rooskies, my son. Crikey, look at the size of it. Ain't she a beauty? Kurt Gunter. Thank you so much, mate. That's amazing of you, dude. Get some big old love hearts in there for Kurt. Thank you, Kurt. That's amazing, lad. He says, hey, Piggy. Oh, shit! You got bitten by a redback spider, so been a bit ill. Mate, that's the most Australian shit I've ever heard, by the way, mate. You know what I mean? Fuck going to Australia, lad. You know what I mean? That's decided it for me, mate. You know, also on my bucket list, but fucking hell. You got bitten by a redback spider, so been a bit ill. Here's some cash to take Mrs. P out for a New Year's do. Oh, my God. What a lovely message there, lad. That's a lovely message there, dude. A redback spider, though. That's terrible. How are you, mate? That sounds awful. I'm guessing you got that anti-venom or whatever that you needed at the hospital and etc., yeah? Because that's bad, isn't it? Redback spider, oh my God. They are highly venomous. They're one of the most dangerous spiders in the world, mate. Mate, I tell you what, Australia, they don't mess around with their spiders and their creepy crawlies and stuff, do they? You've got all the most venomous snake, or like 6 of the 10 most venomous snakes in the world. You've got like 7 of the 10 most venomous spiders or some shit. Funnel webs, looking redback spiders. You know, it's messed up out there, lad. It's awesome though. Don't get me wrong, great country, but wow, the wildlife is scary, mate. It does scare me. I'm a bit of an arachnophobe myself, so. By the way, thank you once again for that, Kurt Gunter. That is absolutely incredibly generous of you. I will do something lovely with Mrs. P with that, lad. You're an absolute star. Thank you, Kurt. Thank you very much, Kurt. Yeah, and enjoy turning into Spider-Man, lad. You know what I mean? Bitten by a radioactive spider, mate. Legend, Kurt. Absolute legend. Get well soon anyway, mate. That sounds no fun at all, being bitten by one of those. Crikey. Did it have the face of Eric Ten Hag by any chance? Would anyone actually want to come in January, given our form and apparent lack of funds? Yes, if they're coming from a lesser club, because we're a huge club still, even if we're 14th in the league. But they're not going to be Champions League standard players. They're going to be lesser clubs, mate. I'm talking about like Mateus Cunha. I'm sure if United really pursued it and paid the money, he would want to come. Victor Gyökeres, okay, you could argue not, because he's playing in the Champions League and scoring goals. And they're doing, they're doing much better than we are in terms of position in the league. But it's still a huge opportunity. Think about Ruben Amorim. Why did Ruben Amorim leave when he was going to win another league title for Sporting over there and all the rest of it? Because Man United's a much huger club in the Premier League, the biggest league in the world. So yes, it still would be appealing for players to come and play for us, even if, even if we're shit, because it's a huge club and we pay well. That's the reality of it as well. Kate Cadet, oh, it's a shit show, isn't it, Kate Cadet, lad? Oh, how you doing today, Kate Cadet, mate? Terrible, lad, terrible. Yeah, it's shit, isn't it, Jonathan? Oh, tell you what, Kate Cadet, you're spot on about Andre Onana since the very start, lad. You have been saying it how it is since the very start. He is not the guy, is he? We've got to replace him, lad. Yeah, exactly, Burby. Feel sorry for Ruben on his first day that Mount Rashford was in New York. Threw a paddy because he got dropped. Bruno needs to buck up. 3 red cards. Yeah, terrible. So the players that he should hopefully be trying to rely on, like Rashford and Bruno, the senior players, they've been the ones letting him down. Oh my goodness me, Kurt Gunter! Fucking get in there, you legend. He's just made 10 people a member on the channel. You're doing, yes, you're absolutely right. Justin Bartley says, Kurt, you're doing bits, mate. You are absolutely doing bits, lad. We've got a bunch of new members now. Fear the Hammers, CJs, Cattle Prod, Ian of Liverpool, oh no, Mr. X, Dad Destroyer, Tottenham Ranger, what? Paul, and Y710 and everybody else as well. Thank you so much for that, Kurt. You've just made 10 people's Christmases there, lad. Lovely stuff, mate. Thank you for the gift of memberships there. You're an absolute legend. Tommy Boyle says, have you looked at that left back we signed? Do Diego Leon, only 17, but built like a brick outhouse. Looks excellent too. Yeah, I did see that. We signed him a couple of weeks ago, didn't we? I've only seen bits and bobs of him, lad. But yeah, I'm always sort of like a little bit... I look at it with my sceptical hippo eyes a little bit, mate, when I see these new signings and these youngsters. But I hope that he can go on and do great things, But I do... Obviously, it's going to be a long time away before he's properly potentially breaking into the first team. But yeah, 17 years old, isn't he? Should be a good prospect. Let's go, Kurt Gunter. Thank you very much for that once again. You're a star, lad. Cake says, at this point, we need to be sacking players. Never mind the transfer fees. We could get nobody. We'll take these melts on the wages they get. Yeah, so true. Nobody would. Sack them, pay them compensation, and move on. I like your style. I mean, we've wasted 600 million over the last couple of years alone. What's another couple 100 million? In all fairness, what does it matter if we have to cut and just release players? In all fairness, if they're shit, they're shit. It sends a message at the least, and it starts the reset. I actually kind of agree. I mean, obviously, in an ideal world, we'll sell players, get them off of our books, and generate a bit of cash. But if you can't, maybe it's not a bad idea just to cut some of these melts loose. Good shout, lad. Yeah, you've given up on United this season. Fair play, Alex, lad. Well, I just hope that it's going to be a building season now under Amorim. Going to give him plenty of time to do so. You heard this morning that the sporting manager that took over got sacked. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he's had a stinker. Griffo Chair. Well, it's tough when a big manager leaves. Think about Ajax as well. They went on a downturn as well after Ten Hag left them. Griffo Chairs, good evening to you. It's actually the afternoon, lad. It's lunchtime. We're doing a lunchtime live over here, Griffo. By the way, everybody, Griffo Chaz is appearing on my channel tonight, 9:45 p.m. just to let you know, put it in your diaries, pencil it in there, my friends. We are doing a Christmas pub quiz live here tonight, streaming at 9:45 p.m. I'm going to get the link to it, actually, and I'll ask you all you legends at the end of this one to please go and smash a like on it and set a reminder for it. We are live later on the channel tonight for a Christmas pub quiz. Should be a bit of fun, you know. So come and join us for that. We've got Cinnamon hosting it. We've got Griffo Chaz on there. And we've got the legend Jarvis Cocker as well. 3 contestants, myself, Griffo and Jarvis, with Cinnamon hosting. So I'll get the link here. There's a little cheeky Christmas quiz coming up tonight, 9:45 p.m. on this channel. Set a reminder, smash the subscribe button and get involved. You know it makes sense. Hang on, let me just type it in there. Quiz tonight. Boom. There it is right there, folks. It's in the live chat. So, yeah, at the end of this one, go over there, set a reminder and smash a like. That'd be awesome. Oh, mate, Kurt Gunter's going ham out here. What's the matter with you, Kurt, lad? Thank you, Kurt. Thank you, Kurt. Fucking hell, Kurt, man. He says, gonna have to go to bed. I'll watch tomorrow. Still a bit fucked up. Oh, no. Oh, no, Kurt. Kurt's going to wake up in the morning, mate, in Australia after necking 16 Castlemaine 4Xs or whatever, mate. And he's going to look at his bank account. He's going to go, oh, no. What have I done? You know you can't charge these back, mate, right? The sale is final, my friend. You know you can't charge these back yet. Kurt, lad, thank you so much for your incredible generosity. You have a great, great night, and thank you once again for those, mate. You're a star. 10 new members and just do an absolute bitch. Thank you for the Christmas spirit there and the cheer, lad. Very, very awesome. Stay classy, you legend, and have a great night. Danny Olmo would be a great signing. Yeah, Danny Olmo would be excellent. That's exactly who we should be going for. Stop the gravy train at United. Spot on. Yes, indeed. Like Spike. Thank you, Kim. Do hit the likes. Griffo says live in the pub. Oh, sorry. Live in the pub. Yes, the Cinnamon from the Chase. Not the exact same one, but basically our own Cinnamon. You know what I mean? He's our own Cinnamon. He calls himself the Cinnamon. And so therefore we call him that as well. Take it easy, Kurt. Yes, thanks again to Kurt, man. Can Kurt buy Man United? Hope so. Yeah, stop sending money to me and go buy it off those shithouse Glazers, lad. Kurt's high on spider poison. Mate, thank you, DMT Lucid Dreamer, lad. Lovely comment. Nah, I would never support those shithouses, my son. What do you take me for? A criminal? I'm joking. Thank you very much there, lad. Disco Dave says Ineos need to step up and get rid of most of these players or Amorim will be another victim of player power. This needs to stop now. Damn right, mate. Damn right. Player power has got too much at the club, hasn't it? I think maybe actually player power kind of changed at United. There was a moment at United, I believe, player power got on top of us there, which was when we gave Rooney the 300k a week contract. We needed him, and obviously in hindsight it was well worth and everything. But there was a time when he threatened to leave, and that was when Sir Alex was here. But yeah, ever since then we've struggled to have that same level of professionals who are here for not just the most amount of money that they can get, lad, really. Oh my goodness me! Bloody hell, Kurt Gunter, lad! Fucking hell! Get in there, Kurt, dude. You're a don, lad. 20 memberships before you've gone off, lad. Again. That's insane. That is insane, lad. That is insane, Jack. Kurt Gunter, everyone, thank you so much. Let's see. Loads of people just been made a member there on the channel. We should have most of the live chat in green now, which is amazing. If you were unlucky you didn't get one there. Sorry. But it's totally at random. Kurt, though, what a legend. If you want a chance of getting one of these in the future, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Yes, hit the subscribers and all that, and then you'll have a chance of becoming a free member there. Nice one. Thank you, Kurt, lad. That's amazing of you, though. Seriously. You have a great day from down under, mate. Shit, Skippy, the dingoes are after us. Run! Nice one, Kurt. You're a star, mate. Bang another shrimp on the barbie for me, bro. Except you don't call them shrimps over there, do you? You call them prawns, yeah? Is that right? Like us? The Americans call them shrimps. We don't call them that. Anyway. I think anyway. Kurt, mate, what are you doing, lad? What are you doing, Kurt? Oh, my God. He says, I'm toasted. You're my only joy who gives an honest review. An honest view, sorry. Bloody hell, man. I'm your only joy. That's kind of made me feel a bit sad, mate. I hope I'm not your only joy, lad. You're toasted. I'm your only joy who gives an honest view. Well, that's true. I do give an honest view there, Kurt Gunter, lad. Fucking hell. I really do hope that you don't wake up tomorrow and go, oh, no, I just spent $300. That would be shit, wouldn't it? If you, yeah. But thank you, Kurt. That's very nice of you again. 30 members he's gifted out and shitloads of super chats there. Big up yourself. Thank you for your mad support on the channel there, Kurt. Stefan Herringtonio, how you doing, Stefan? Yes, you legend. What's going on? Heard from Football with Brownie lately, mate. Get a bit concerned, lad. Prawns and shrimps are two different things. Oh, okay then. Fair enough then. Well, I don't claim to know everything. You love me some shrimp? Oh, nice. Shrimp cocktail, shrimp gumbo. That's about all the shrimp I know. Do you have any hopes against Newcastle? Not really, Taku, mate. Prediction, if I had to predict it right now, I'd say Newcastle beat us 2-1. Maybe we'll give a better account of ourselves, but I just think they're a bit of a better team right now. Eddie Howe's a good coach. He's been there for years. They've won the last few. They're on an upturn. They've got players in form. It'll be a tough one, that, mate. Tough one, that. I'm going 2-1 Newcastle. What are you saying? Unfortunately, that's what I'm going for. I think we will get a result out of the next 4 or 5 games, but it'll be more likely against Southampton, not Newcastle, Liverpool, or Arsenal, to be honest. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I know. We've not seen McKay in ages either, or the Vootinator, or the Hoop Man. There's a load of legends I know that we haven't seen for a little bit, man. Shout out to those heroes. I have messaged them all privately, but, hopefully they're back soon. QPR forever, what's going on, you hero? Yes, lad, welcome aboard. That's Gash, Stefan. Well, I'm hoping that somebody in the chat knows, because a lot of these people probably are subscribed to Football Brand as well. I was hoping somebody knows, mate. You know what I mean? Unless you know something bad that's happened, why wouldn't we talk about it, mate? I just want to make sure he's okay, mate. You know what I mean? Just like any of these other guys we're discussing here, lad. Prediction, Payne, 3-0 Newcastle. Let's go. Isaac Quality would love it if we signed him one day. Yeah, he's a very good player as well, very good goal scorer. Not going to happen, is it? Not going to happen. Not anytime soon, anyway. Well, that's very kind of you, TNT Lucid Dreamer, you legend. Thank you, lad. Shrimps are what you get in a sandwich or a dodgy takeaway. No, Alex, I didn't, mate. I don't know who you're referring to there. Andy Young, how have you been? He says, I knew Ratcliffe would destroy the club more than even the Glazers have already. I can't really get into that comment there, lad, to be honest. And it's obviously early doors for them, just like it is for Amorim, to be honest. They haven't done well so far, but they also have tried. But they need, obviously, to do better, yeah. No, I know, Stefan. Nightmare. Did you watch Hats? I did, mate. It was shit. No, I'm joking, man. No, I haven't watched it yet. We watched the Wallace and Gromit, though. That was good. I'm going to get round to it, Tommy. Don't you worry about that, lad. Is it time to drop some of these twat bags and promote some youth players? Yes and no. Yes and no. As I was saying earlier, I think give the youth players we got in the first team the chances right now. People like Yoro and Mainu and those guys, definitely give them the chances and develop them. But just like try for Amorim to try and get to know which players work in his system and which ones don't. That's what he needs to do at the moment. Get these senior players gone who have no part in this team, basically. I think we'll beat Southampton. I do think we'll beat Southampton, but like you say, Wolves, these teams we've struggled against and they were in a relegation zone, so thank God Bruno's banned. We need drastic action. Yeah, fair enough. I mean, he has obviously let us down for a few games, and that was a poor red card. Terrible decision-making from him. Jelly brain moment. Yeah, Wallace and Gromit was very good, wasn't it? We enjoyed that. I didn't see that, unfortunately, Kim. No, I didn't see it. But as I say, we're doing a cheeky little quiz tonight, right there at 9:45 p.m. on the channel. Oh, my goodness me. Put the credit card down, lad. I mean, Kurt Gunter. Holy shit, man. Kurt Gunter doing absolute Billy bits over here, my son. Oh, dude. Kurt Gunter, mate, thank you so much. That is unbelievable. Another $100 Aussie dollar Rooska super chat from down under, mate. Crikey, look at that beauty, mate. Oh, my goodness me. I'm going to dangle my love spuds in this crocodile's mouth and then flick it with a towel, bro. That's amazing. Kurt, thank you so much. The club's shite, but we will persevere. They nearly sacked Fergie until he got the FA Cup. These players are melted. Would like to see them in a boxing ring with Keno. I like your style there, Kurt lad. Yeah, so like you say, Fergie nearly got sacked. I guess it's a different time. I mean, nobody's saying, I don't think, that we should have kept Eric Ten Hag for another 2.5 years after what he spent and everything. But, I mean, Amorim's just got in here. So, I mean, I'm not even judging Amorim until next season. I mean that now, guys. I mean that now. I will blame the players. I will blame the club, the hierarchy, everybody in charge at United at the moment, basically. I won't blame Amorim for this season. Dude, what a shit situation he's come into. Not many, Kate Cadet. No, we were going over 10 Hag signings earlier. I'd probably like to see about 6 of those sold, to be honest, which is terrible because they've only just come in. So people like Onana, Xerxes, Anthony Dos Santos is absolutely fantastic. Who else? There's a bunch of new players that need to go, let alone the old players. Kurt is sprinkling his magic dust all over this stream. He is indeed, man. That's insane, lad. That is a big bit of craziness there from Kurt. So once again, thank you, Kurt. Please get yourself off to bed now, lad. And stop spending crazy cash on the internet, you absolute lunatic, in the best possible way. Thank you so much, absolute Don. Sing a song to Kurt. It's raining Aussie dollars. Hallelujah. I don't know, mate. Cocaine must be high as shit, maybe, but hopefully not. Hopefully he doesn't regret this tomorrow anyway. But what a legend, though. That's very nice. The Yorkshire Cowboy, how have you been there, mate? Howdy. Any FIFA tonight? Yeah, should be Simon Warner, lad. I mean, I'm doing a quiz at 9:45. We'll see how we are after that, but I do plan on jumping on and doing a cheeky little late night FIFA stream around about 11 p.m, but we'll see how long this quiz goes on for and stuff like that. Mate, thank you so much for that, Poo Dog. He says, you for yesterday's meltdown, proper Grinch shit. Mate, well, thank you very much for that, lad, and a bit of a sus name there, fair enough. Thank you so much for that. That's very much appreciated. Lovely tippage there as well, lad. You'd play Xerxes behind Højlund with Bruno while Bruno is banned. Nice one. I'd play Xerxes behind Højlund too, but they'd both be on the bench. Now, Højlund's our striker at the moment until we can sign a new one. So, yeah, Kurt's spending like acting hard on a bender. For he's a jolly good fellow. Yeah, exactly. I don't know, Gregory. We'll see, lad. We need to send Anthony, Rashi, Slabby, Shaw and put Xerxes on loan. Yeah, I like your style. Cakes, as you would think, given Amorim 3 seasons is a fair, reasonable amount of time to get this club back on track. But we're so deep in the mud at this point, it's more like 5 or 6 at the very least. But I think surely 3 seasons for a good coach with, backing and money to spend. Surely should be able to do it in less than 6 seasons. But I know what you mean. We should be looking at the long-term future and not just expecting a quick fix or a manager to come in and instantly change things. It is going to take years rather than months. Get on there, the Yorkshire Cowboy lad. Yes, Mainu in Bruno's spot. I mean, could be, but personally, I think you could play Ericsson instead of Bruno there. Personally, Erik ten Hag, father of modern day United. Ericsson was very good for us at the start of the season. Remember? I used to be QPR forever. Used to be, mate. I haven't really watched it for a long time, but I used to be well into it, lad. Kurt Gunter has gifted out another 20 memberships. Oh, my goodness me. I'm not fucking leaving. He's not leaving, is he? Kurt Gunter, you're a hero. Absolute hero, bro. Man, oh, man. Guys, come on. Just let's get some appreciations and some thank yous in there. He's made like 50 new members today as well on this stream. That's ridiculous from him. Absolutely insanely generous and just ridiculous to make all those people's members. Look, it's mad, lad. Look at this. QPR forever. Lib, Saleh, Kylie Madison, Leon Bell, Dyer, Lucas, Josh, Hulaby, Maximus, James. All these people are members now. Bucky Badass, Simon Phipps. All thanks to the one and only, the main man there, Mr. Kurt Gunter. So thank you, Kurt. Genuinely, you're off your tits, lad. But I love it, mate. Thank you, Kurt. That's all I can say, mate. Once again, you, sir, are a star, man. Thank you for that. Absolute legend. Menace to Sobriety says, Bruno passing to his imaginary friends is like watching a Scouser trying to speak English. Mate, that's fucking ash, that, mate. We've got our own fucking language, mate. It's called fucking Liverpudlian Scouseville, mate. The only way to speak it, mate, is to fill up your cheeks with about 68% more saliva than a regular human being, It's not the fucking easiest language to learn, mate. You know what I mean, Yeah, you're right about that. It is quite a hard accent to understand sometimes. I've met some proper Scousers before, and you do have to sort of like occasionally ask them to repeat themselves, mate. You know what I mean? It's real hard work. Stuff like that, you know what I mean? It's real hard work, mate. Excuse me? You want to walk? What? We're going to do some cooking, are we? No, it's real hard work, mate. Eh? You know what I mean? Like a couple of times. No, I'm not saying everyone. Most of them I can understand. A couple of them are kind of like Glaswegian accent, isn't it? You know, hey, that's right. I can understand most bonny Scotsmen, my son. That's right, quite easily, my son. But if you speak to a wee bonny Scotsman, sometimes they got a wee little thicky accent, my son. It's quite difficult, you know, like Rab C. Nesbitt vibes. Or like, you know, like Alex Ferguson, sometimes, you know, speak like Alex Ferguson, a great manager and all that, but sometimes, you know, not that easy to really understand exactly what you say, my son. You know, that sort of thing. Oh, bloody hell. Yeah. Dude's damn right, DMT. He definitely deserves his flowers, doesn't he, mate? Get some flowers in there for him, everyone. Kurt Gunter. I should have bought you flowers and held your hand. Mate, thank you, Kurt. He says, I never regret my life decisions. I can't eat money, and I can't take it with me. Piggy, you rock. If I can, I will take you out for a pint. Oh, thank fuck for that last. Thank fuck for that last few words there, lad. I was a little bit concerned for a second there, you know what I mean? You never regret your life decision. You can't eat money, you can't take it with me. Piggy, you rock. If I can, I will take you out for a pint. That's awesome, mate. Thank you so much. It's a little bit far, but I'm guessing based on your super chat today, maybe you've got a private jet. So you never know, lad. You never know. Thank you for that, Kurt Gunter. You're an absolute diamond geezer. Unbelievable, lad. Unbelievable. That is crazy. Yes, thank you for the flowers there, C. Bart, for him, lad. Absolutely lovely. Bruno's a very good player, but he's emotional. He's a little emotional melter, lad, isn't he? He's a snowflake captain. He is. Goodness me. No, 100%. He's a melter, lad, isn't he? 100% definitely. Sarah Paget, what's going on with United? Oh, what isn't going on with United? We're having a nightmare absolutely everywhere. Crazy. You suspect that Pig is a secret Liverpudlian. Glasgow is easy, to be honest. Do you think the hardest accent to understand in the UK is, guys? Definitely not Brummy, mate. I don't know. You know, I'm going down Dudley, mate. We're going to have a curry. You coming? It's going to be absolutely Boston, mate. I don't know. Geordie can be a little bit sometimes. Oh, hey, man. I'm going down the tour, mate, with some gadgets tonight, like. You know, that can be a bit hard. Yeah, he's doing well there, Kurt. Thank you so much, Dan. Thank you so much. Bruno doesn't have the mentality for captaincy. Second yellow in a matter of minutes of the second half. Yeah, very foolish from the guy. Literally, as soon as the second half starts, he shat it. Right, we're going to be on here for a few more minutes, guys. I'll read a few more comments out, then we're going to wrap this up. Crikey, we've been on here an hour and 22 minutes. Holy shit. It's almost the length of a football match. Do us a favour, subscribe if you're new. Get yourself subscribed. Hit the likes if you haven't. Smash that thumbs up before you go. Let's see how many we've got. We've got nearly 300 likes. Thank you all, everyone who's hit the thumbs up button. Once again, big, massive shout out to Kurt Gunter for making it rain in the live chat there and just mad support on the channel there, lad. Thank you so much, Kurt. You have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful night. And thank you once again, dude. Got to be Scottish. Yeah, that's a tough one, isn't it, lad? Yeah, that's a tough one. I like your style there. Thank you there, my friend. Yes. Roy Keane wasn't emotional, total hothead. True, but he made up for it by being boss, and his leadership was unbelievable. Problem with Roy Keane is he was too much of a good leader sometimes, you know what I mean? He was ready to go to fucking battle, lad. Do you know what I mean? That's the problem there. But for me personally, I think you basically made up for that. You made up for the occasional times he got sent off by how great he was at other times. Valley go. No way, Alex Walker. That's not good, is it, mate? Bloody hell. 21 away from 300. Let's go. Yes, anything in Wales is nearly impossible. Oh, well, when they're actually speaking Welsh. Hardest accent is Gangster London. If you haven't ever done it before, it's almost impossible. Gangster London? Do you mean like Cray Twins Gangster London or what? Or like Roadman Gangster London? Yeah, I'm going to do more streams, guys. Thank you. This has been a great stream, right, guys? I'm going to do more lunchtime lives around about this time. So we started about 12:30 today. I'll be starting around about 12:30 most days, maybe 1 p.m, and do some more lunchtime lives. Sound good? Smash a 1 in the chat if you want more lunchtime lives, guys, where we just come on here and talk shite about what's going on at United, either the previous night or the day of. like today, we'll jump on and do some more daytime, lunchtime live streams, guys. I think it's a good idea, isn't it? Nice one. Thank you, everyone who smashed the one there. Legends, you all want it. You all want it, don't you? Thank you very much, Barbara Faye. That's very kind. That's very kind. Yeah, great community vibes around here. That's what separates us from some other channels, Obviously, there's great community vibes on other channels as well. Of course there is. But this channel does have a great community vibe, 100%. Yeah, hey, have a good one, Cake. Thanks for getting in at lunchtime here. Have a great rest of your day, you legend. Build up average players to be something they're not. In his head, Martinez is Sergio Ramos. In reality, he's Titus Bramble. I'd still take Sergio. Now, have you seen Sergio Ramos now, by the way? He looks like a fucking gladiator or something. The guy's like muscular as fuck. He looks like he's about ready to step in the old ring for a punch-up, lad, to be honest. He looks like a beast. Oh, Sin Games, how you doing, man? Hope you're doing well. Let's be having you, my son. Kyle Smith. Oh, where's it gone there, Kyle Smith? Oh, he says, Piggy, I looked at Gert Gunter on Google Business. Steady on there, my stuffs, Kyle. You're a weirdo, lad. Don't be fucking going on and doing research online, you weirdo. That's not cool, mate. What the fuck? Piggy, more content, please. You stalker, lad. You're a fucking stalker, lad. You got some issues, bro. That's not cool, mate. Don't do that. Don't do that with people online, mate. That's creepy, mate. You're creepy, bro. You know what I mean? Fucking hell. Oh, shit. Kurt Gunter at it again. Kurt Gunter's at it again. Fucking hell, my son. Get in there, you absolute beautiful bastard. What are you doing, though, mate? Fucking hell, my son. That is sensational scenes, lad. That is beautiful from you, dude. Goodness. Thank you, Barbara. She says, you're one of the only channels that reads out most of the comments. It's incredible. It's actually getting more and more difficult, though. With more people getting in these streams, it's harder. But I will always do that. You don't have to super chat like Kurt to get your comments read out. We just read out random comments. Obviously, we read out everyone who sends a super chat. That would be even more rude not to. But yes, you don't have to do that on this channel. We always have a Q&A at the end of streams to let everyone have their say. I know, Peter, it's off his tits, lad. Thank you, Keanu Steve. I am a little bit biased, but I have to agree. Nice one, Stephanie Griffith. Get in, nearly at 300. Let's go. This is what happens when you sack in your manager. It's always been the players. They are crap. True. Maybe true, he turned to centre. Maybe true, but also I do think Ten Hag was a melter signing half of these crap players. The players he signed were crap. That's the problem. That's his judgments also, Kurt should buy United. Yes, indeed. Hey, DMT says, yeah, also, Pig, you might have missed it, but would you do a song session like you did about Pep? It was so funny, it would go viral. Every stream do a song about some manager or player that's fallen off. I mean, I could. I could do that. I mean, it's just sort of organic. I did that organically, mate. Because I know Wonderwall on the guitar. I did it organically, mate, but probably not, mate. I'm not really a great musician, to be honest, lad. Good morning from the States. Hello there, Still Knox. Let's go, good too. So, Dad Destroy, he says, thank you for the gifted membership. Yes, Kurt Gunter doing crazy bits. Crazy, says Seth. Yeah, he could Google you. Well, there you go. I'm sure he has Googled me. But I just think if you're on a live stream, honestly, genuinely, I think if you're on a live stream and you're Googling people's names who are on the live stream, you're a bit of a fucking creepy individual, mate. I have to be honest. Just fucking mind your own business, you know what I mean? Yeah. United could be stuck on 22 points for the next few weeks for Newcastle, Liverpool and Arsenal as per 3 opponents. Yeah, exactly. You need to stop this stream. Kurt's going to ruin the Aussie economy. Don't worry, I'm wrapping it up in a moment. Yes, I'm just reading a few more out. To be fair, this has been an epic stream. I don't mind, because of Kurt there doing bits, I don't mind staying on it a few minutes longer reading all the comments out because, well, let's face it, he's just absolutely done bits. Piggy going to be doing OnlyFans with Kurt. Kurt's just a legend, mate. Loves the community. Yes, indeed, exactly. Greetings, Greeks United. Eferisto, my friend. I'm doing all right. Thanks for asking, you legend. Fujiwari Kichi, welcome in. Good day, Mr. P. Wish you the best for Mrs. P and her broken glasses. Thank you, Fujiwara. Much love. I appreciate that. Keane couldn't help his team any more than Bruno has. No, I don't know about that, Bizarre. I think he would because he's a much better leader and he was somebody that held his teammates in high standards. So I really do believe he would help this team, actually. Certainly more than Bruno. Bruno is nowhere near the leader that Keno is. I mean, Keno, you're talking about one of the best captains in the Premier League era. Literally. Oh, it's you, Jim Watkins. Oh, okay, you changed your name. Oh, nice one, Jimbo. I wondered where you've been. I hope you're a good lad. Let's go. Yeah, 20-minute song on Rashford. Let's go, John Anderson. Purpose says I don't want people finding my OnlyFans. Oh, I don't either. Is Kurt actually Zayn in disguise? Possibly. Pick the manager player. It's so funny. Well, fair enough, lad. Maybe. No worries, Gregory. No worries, Alex. Anyway, we will wrap the stream up now, guys. We will wrap the stream up. Otherwise, everyone's just going to think I'm a cash-grabbing melt staying on here doing a 2-hour stream because Kurt's making it rain. So we're going to end this stream right now. But I am going to say a massive thank you once again to Kurt Gunter because that is just incredible support from the guy from Australia there. Thank you, Kurt, and get well soon, mate. Sorry to hear you've been bitten by a spider and not Aaron Wan-Bissaka, but an actual redback. So sorry about that, lad. But get well soon. And just thank you for your absolute insane, lucid dream that's just taken place, mate. You're going to wake up tomorrow and go, oh, no. No, he's not. He doesn't regret anything this guy said. Thank you, Kurt. That's very nice. Anyway, we're going to wrap it up, guys. But thank you so much once again to Kurt. Thank you to all of you guys for watching. All the super chatters, all the chatters, everyone who's got in there with your say and had your thoughts and opinions in the chat. Thank you so much for getting in and interacting with me and everybody else in this community. As I say, this community is absolutely awesome. Shout out to the Bacon Brigade. Hope you all had a great Christmas. Shame about United at the moment. Amorim needs time. We need to get new players in, get rid of players. Things will get better in the future. Keep the faith. Keep the faith. Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys. You're a bunch of legends. Thank you, guys. Yes, there will be a stream tonight. We're going to do a quiz. It's pinned to the top of the live chat. Go over to there at the end of this stream. It's pinned to the top of the chat. And set a reminder for the quiz tonight, 9:45 p.m. on this channel. See you there for a cheeky Christmas quiz. Come and play along. Legends. Thank you, everyone. Stephanie, Berber, Gregory Ladd, Stillnox, Alex Walker, Robbie, Greeks, DMT, Barbara, Superstar, Stefan, Dog, D. Thompson, Daz, Salford, you Don, Bizarre Pudding, Greeks and everyone. Thank you so much. And of course, Mr. Kurt Gunter. Big up the moderators, people like Tommy Boyle, Berber and all the mods, Jonathan Gallagher, etc. Thank you to all the members in green, like Barbara and Bartek and everyone. Nice one, Liam Chap. Nice one, Stefan, Superstar, Susan, Jonathan Gallagher, Simon Warner, legends, and everybody else in the chat. Thanks for getting in and hanging out with us. You have a great day, folks. We will be back on tonight for the quiz, but also we may well jump on if there's any big breaking United news or anything like that. Thank you, Bizarre Pudding. Yes, you can also come back and have your say, on anything we've discussed in this video after this video is finished. You can come back and leave a comment in the not live comment section. Do leave a thumbs up before you go. Subscribe, follow us on Insta, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Twitch, and Kick at Flying Pig United. Check out the gaming channel, Flying Pig Gaming, and I'll see you on the next one. Nice one, lads. Nice one, everyone. Big up yourselves. Big up, lads and lasses. Piggy loves you. And remember, when the seagulls follow the trawler, this is because they think sardines will be thrown into the sea. Thank you very much. Get in there, you beauties. Thank you so much to all the patrons here for supporting the channel on patreon.com/FlyingPigUnited. As a thank you, all you legends will be appearing on this outro list. Get in there. Once again, thank you to all the YouTube members, but one of the best ways you can support the channel is on patreon.com, so check it out. Patreon.com/FlyingPigUnited. And once again, a big thank you to all the legends that do support the channel on Patreon. Get in there.